What is up, my Lorcana goons? Welcome to the Friday Market Watch. This is Kevin, and we are going to look at some Lorcana stuff today. So let's put down them Disney passes and check out some Disney cards, because there's a lot of stuff happening this week. We are on the pricing from high to low on TCG Play today. As you can see, they still have some pre-order boxes for the Rise of the Floodborn, and Chapter 1 boxes are still going to be more than $370, guys. That's not going to change, and you know, per usual, don't buy the pre-orders, especially not the collector's edition gift set. It's not going to be that much. It's not going to be $250. They already put the Pinocchio card that was literally released 5 hours ago. I woke up to this card being released, and it's already on TCG Player. Again, there's no listing, there's no price, but the fact that they already have it on there is kind of wild. I know people put it on there for hype, but new Pinocchio card, everybody. I do want to go over the overall market. Shout out to Lorcanalytics over here for providing this info. They got a cool chart over here that they update very frequently, which basically shows the overall card market right now for the non-foil cards. And as you can see, there's been a big spike over the last couple days, so the card prices overall are going up. But really what I think is happening is that a lot of the legendaries are really carrying the weight of the entire market right now, and they're retaining their value. Not only are they retaining their value, but some legendaries are just overall going up because we didn't realize how good they actually were, like Surfer Stitch or John Silver, for example. I even retweeted legendaries are retaining value and picking the overall market back up. Scarcity will keep prices high-ish, but I'm thinking even when prices drop again and the next wave hits shelves, more players will be buying up Lorcana products, and it'll probably go back up. I'm thinking that when there's more product available, there's just going to be more people buying the product. Let's be real. At least over here in the West Coast, there's not huge tournaments, but I really think that the only reason there isn't huge tournaments is because all the product gets bought out by scalpers and people don't want to pay the prices, right? So it is a little tough with this market right now, but we'll see what ends up happening. Shout out to Lorcanalytics. They're a pretty cool page. But let's get on into some of the cool market stuff that we have for you. So Enchanted Elsa is going back down in price. Like we mentioned before, there was a couple listings on Monday that were less than 700, and now there is still at least well, now that all the listings are at 700, but those listings that were less than 700 all sold throughout the week. So since that last Monday Market Watch, we've had 6 Elsa sales. 5 Elsa sales, all less than $700. So that was a pretty good price if you were getting those Elsas, I think, because now the only listings available are going to be at least $6.99, $6.99. So Pit Gaming Co., shout out you for having this Enchanted Elsa for the lowest price on TCG Player. It is $6.98 with 78 cents. So it's now a $700 Enchanted Rare, not an $800 Enchanted Rare, but $700 is still pretty good, right? But if you want to look at some PSA stuff, you can check out the PSA Elsas on 130 point that I've been selling. The PSA 9 sold for $650, which is still pretty competitive compared to the market price on the raw. For a PSA 9, it's already graded, right? And then the PSA 10s are still selling for around $1,000, $1,100. $1,200 is the most I've seen in the recent time frame, which has been the last couple days. But not many have sustained that value. It's more on the lines of like $1,100. Closer to that. So the PSA Elsas are going to be around $1,100. I do want to point out that there is a new promo card on the market to look out for. I don't know how much you want to pay for this, because there is also some news that Lorcana revealed about promos in the last couple days. I believe last week actually they said that starting with this promo, the Gaston promo, event promos are no longer going to have the little symbol at the bottom of the card. So for example, the Mickey Gen Con or the Goofy Games Con emblems are very specific to those events. But starting from Gaston, they're no longer going to have the icons for the events that are specific. So it's going to have the general promo icon. So what we're gonna end up seeing also is that it's not just going to be available at one event. Lorcana already confirmed that you're going to be able to get these promo cards based on your region at multiple events. So there's going to be, I think, 3 different events in Europe that you can get the Gaston at. So there is a couple listings as of this week. I think yesterday they started getting them out. So there's a couple listings available for $100, $150, and they're all coming from Europe, right? We can check the ones that have sold already actually on here on 130 point, and one sold today for 60 GBP, which is about $70, and then another one sold for 120 euros, which is close to 120 USD. Another one sold for 150 USD, 150. So people are paying 150 for this right now. I think that's a little high. Personally, I have seen some people on Facebook trying to get rid of this for 150 as well. It's a promo that's coming from Europe, so you're probably gonna have to pay a premium when you're buying stuff like this if you're not buying it straight from the US, and that's understandable. But is it gonna be worth around that price? We're not entirely sure, just because we know that this isn't gonna be an event exclusive promo. This is gonna be available at multiple events. So personally, I'm not into buying the promo cards right now, but even then, I'm just gonna hold off on this, just because we've seen the hype with the league promos, and sometimes out the gate when the event promos come out, they can be a little pricey. So I am gonna wait for the Gaston promo. Speaking of promos, we got the D23 promos here ready to go. There's been a couple of sales, the PSA 9 Mickey, the PSA 10 Mickeys. A lot of the Mickeys do reach a lot of sales, but what I want to talk about are these Elsas. So a PSA 9 Elsa sold for $4,200, PSA 9 Elsa, that was on the 25th. And then on the 25th as well, another PSA 9 Elsa sold for $2,950. So from 3,000 to 42 is a very big difference, but I would say that PSA 9 Elsa is around that price range, with the only recent PSA 10 Elsa sold listing, if I can confirm, is about $7,000. So that's a pretty decent price to get a PSA 9 Elsa at, in my opinion. And then other than that, we haven't had many other sales for D23 promos, except for this weird one that I keep seeing pop up. It's always a Rockstar Stitch that sells for like a couple $100. That's a PSA 10. How does that happen? I don't know if that's legit or not, right? But let's go ahead and get into some singles. Check out these buyouts that are happening, guys. This is the hype. Cards that you can buy right now. So more news in the Lorcana verse, if you didn't know. Lorcana responded to a tweet yesterday saying that they're not going to be changing anything from the reprint of Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, except any erratas that need to happen. So we know already there's not going to be like a first edition, second edition when they're doing these reprints for the Chapter 1 booster boxes, but they confirmed yesterday that they're going to be fixing the erratas. So if you didn't know, Work Together has Patcha's name spelled wrong in the first waves of Chapter 1, at least in the US. So because of that, they're going to be changing his name in the next reprint to have the correct spelling for Patcha. And because of that, all the foils on TCG Player have been getting bought out, and you can only find foils for $5. All the TCG Player foils are going to be selling for $5 for this card, Work Together, that nobody plays, that is not good, and it's pretty wild. It's that this buyout is happening simply because there's going to be an errata on the next reprint. So you guys let me know if that's warranted. I think that is for sure hype. That's just my opinion. I don't even know if I have any. I'm going to check my bulk foils, and I'm going to check my bulk comments, because even the non-foils are being sold. There's like an immense amount of sales happening in the last couple days for the non-foils. Like people are buying these in 10s, 20s, 30s. It's a little unnecessary. I really don't think that this is going to be like, you know, a crazy like card to own in the future. It's just an errata. You know, there's plenty of erratas and plenty of games, and I don't think this is going to be anything crazy. It's a misspelling of Patcha. All right. The photo. Same thing with Boto. This also is getting an errata because apparently it's missing the word chosen, which adds to some weird rulings, but this is also getting an errata, so because of that, there's only one foil Boto listing on TCG Player, and it's $19.99. So this is kind of wild. If you have foil Botos and you want to try and make some extra bread, why not today, right? Actually, update, I refreshed this page because I hadn't refreshed it since last night. There are 6 foil Botos being listed, and they're $18, $18.99, $22. So just seen this live right now. The Boto listings, there's multiples now, but they're all more than $20. So if you guys have some Botos and you want to get rid of some, I think that's some good money right there. Because again, I don't think adding the word chosen and having the first Boto is going to be anything too crazy. It might. Boto maybe, because Boto is actually a good card, right? But I don't think it's going to be something wild where in the future you're going to be like, wow, you have the foil Boto from Chapter 1. And it actually sounds kind of cool now that I'm saying it out loud. But I'm not going to pay $20 for regardless, I'm just gonna hope that I have a foil Boto or a foil work together, right? And I'm pretty sure I don't. So, but we're not buying those. But you know, maybe I'll go to locals and get some good trades. Another crazy buyout happening is Gontu, the foil legendary. So these foils are really going up, guys. This is slowly becoming a foil watch instead of Lorcana market watch, right? At least until chapter 2 comes out. But we're gonna go ahead and refresh this Gontu page because I set this up last night, didn't refresh it. There's only 6 listings left and they start at $25. So after that, after the first 2, immediately goes to $28.99 and then 25 plus 5 shipping. So I want to say in the next couple days, these Gontus are going to be about $30. I got rid of mine for about $25, $26. I think this is hype. I do think that the foil legendaries are definitely going to keep some value overall in the future, but like we just got confirmation. Actually, I wouldn't even say confirmation. We got a bold claim from Lorcana saying that the next wave or the reprints, or sorry, then we got a bold claim from Lorcana saying the next wave in North America is coming next week. So for them to say that online is very bold and it's very risky, I think, because they have not necessarily been meeting their end of the bargain on a lot of their claims. So I'm looking forward to see if that actually happens. But up until then, I feel like a lot of these prices are a little inflated because once all of this reprint and rewave stuff hits the shelves, we're going to see a lot more foil Gontus and foil legendaries on the market that people don't necessarily need and they want to get rid of, right? So I definitely think that this price is a little high, but in the future it'll probably stay this high, right? Like when we forget about chapter 1 and they're long forgotten, I think there's going to be a decent price for these in the future, right? But I'm talking like years from now. Some other news in singles is that Rapunzel is still the most expensive foil legendary, and this is not going to change. There's been a couple sales that have been happening actually, so the price has been going up, and now there's only 2 listings that are in that 120 range, and then right after that it jumps to 135 plus $1 shipping. The reason I bring this up is because I really want to see if the foil Rapunzel breaks that barrier to where it's more expensive than the Enchanted Hades, or any Enchanted for that matter, because the Enchanted Aladdin and the Enchanted Hades are around that 150 range, right? So let's see if Rapunzel will break that. I think that's kind of wild, but especially now that we've seen the new Rapunzel card come out as support in chapter 2, that 5 ink character might make this character even better to play. So who knows, maybe this card just goes up just like Surfer Stitch. Surfer Stitch has not stopped going up, guys. There's only 23 listings and you can find them for as little as $49 plus 99 cents shipping. That's kind of wild. This card is not going to stop going up, I think, at least until those reprints hit, like I said. But this as a $50 legendary reminds me of when Maleficent and Elsa were both $45 to $50 legendaries because everybody wanted to play Ruby Amethyst. You know what I mean? This does have a lot more application because you can put this in way more decks than you could with Elsa and Maleficent Dragon right now. But chapter 2 is coming so soon that I feel like although this is going to be very splashable when used, there's going to be a lot more to use in the meta as well. So you're not going to have to rely on Surfer Stitch, right? But I do think it's a great card. This is probably going to end up coming back down to like the $35 range, the way we see Elsa and Maleficent Dragon in the future, when there's a lot more available, because I do think that this is a very strong legendary. Putting this at $15 when the game first came out was ridiculous. Like the fact that people were actually selling those and the fact that I actually sold some for 20, 25 is a little silly of me to do. So I should have gone with my gut and kept these because this card's always going to be at least $30 now, I think. Ursula, Power Hungry, going up to that $20 mark. We've been seeing a lot of sales actually for this card bounce around, and now I want to say safely it's a $20 legendary. So that's kind of cool. Ursula used to be less than $15 and now it's a $20 legendary. So if you got those early, congrats to you. If you need them now, you're paying a premium. Hades is another card that is definitely trickling up. There's only a few listings for Hades, so there's 24. People ask for this card all the time at locals or like for Zach at Frankensons, and geez, there's not that many around. So the lowest verified Hades now is $42, $42.95 actually. So at 95 dictating this price right here. So Hades is going up in price, guys. I definitely think that you need to do some smart shopping when you're picking up your cards, right? Because you never know when cards are gonna jump up in price like this because of the scarcity. But you never know when it's hype either, because the cold foils, there's only 12 cold foil listings as well, and the lowest verified for that one starts at $60. Most of them are at $60, and there's been a couple sales that have been happening throughout the week at like $55, $60 for the cold foil Hades. So you guys ask yourselves, is this hype, or should you buy it now before it goes up more, or are you gonna wait for the supposed reprints and the next waves to start hitting the shelves, right? I'm hoping that the prices do go down for some of the legendaries, but overall, I think that these are gonna be staples in Lorcana for a while, so it does make sense that some of these legendaries are hitting prices of like $40, right? John Silver being another card, this foil has consistently stayed above the $40 mark for the last, since that buyout happened, and it's just been going up, and now it looks like there's another one happening. There's only 7 listings left for cold foil John Silvers, and the lowest verified is at $50, guys. 50 bucks right there, plus $5 shipping, so $55. So yeah, John Silver is a $50 plus foil legendary. That hurts my soul because I definitely got rid of it for way cheaper than that earlier in the year. But a great card, great card. I definitely think that it's warranted. In the foil, maybe not that high, but I do understand why people are buying it up. Even the non-foil has gone up in price since the last market watch up, guys. This is a $30 non-foil at least with the lowest verified on TCG Player. A lot of people selling it, well, not unverified, but they're still in the $30 range. So like I said last time, you're gonna be paying more than 20 bucks for John Silver's now. No longer in that $20 range, they're in the 30s, but even now it looks like it's getting to $35 range. So it's gonna keep trickling up like Surfer Stitch with that same reasoning that there's not that many available. So this will always be more than a $30 to $35 legendary, I think. Now that especially we know that the new Emerald legendaries are subpar, in my opinion, at best. Like they're good, but they're not as usable as John Silver, because you can play John Silver in any Emerald deck. Speaking of Emerald, Beast Wolfsbane is another card that has been going up a little bit in price. This had its buyout and it stayed at a $30 cold foil, but as of this week, there's been a lot of sales happening for the $7, $6, $7, $7.90 mark, $7.99. Don't really know what the hype is with this card or what's going on or why this card is having a lot of sales, but it's no longer a $5 legendary. It is about a $7 legendary. So we'll see what's up with that. Hopefully this card sees some meta play. I just, one of my favorite cards. I love the artwork on this card. I like the effect. I think it's slept on. And Chapter 2, I'm waiting for Chapter 2 to show us more Emerald cards to see what this can do. Yeah, the foils are $30 and the non-foils are about $6 to $7 now. So we have Cusco no longer on that discount. Man, look at that chart right there. So whoever sold all those Cuscos at $14 at 13, you know, congrats to you. But that was good for one day. And if you got some, congrats to you guys. I'm glad because it was a really good sale. Because now all the Cuscos are going to be more than $15 again as of this Friday. The lowest verified is a $17.42 with 99-cent shipping by Express TCG. Shout out to you guys. So we have a couple verified listings after that, and they go straight to $19, $19.99. I'm telling you guys, I think this card is a $20 legendary. I think with so many combos with Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo and cards that are coming out in Chapter 2, this is going to be a really great card, and it's not going to lose its meta relevancy, right? So Cusco being a $20 rare as expected. Rockstar Stitch went back up. On Monday we were talking about how this card was less than $10 and I thought that was outrageous. So I ended up picking up some actually through a Facebook lot, only like 3 of them, but I got them for like $8.50, which is great because now the lowest verified is $11.50. You know, stonks. But just like overall, I really want to pay attention to when cards are moving in prices like that because like I said, do your smart shopping, you know. I needed one extra for my deck, and now I want to be able to build another deck that uses Rockstar Stitch, you know, maybe like Lemon Lime Aggro, and I give it to my girl and be like, hey, play this Stitch deck, please. Stitch is one of your favorite characters. Going off topic, Rockstar Stitch being a great card that's going to get better in Chapter 2 no matter what. It's just insane that this card was even less than $10, so to see it back at $11, $12 just makes sense. I'm pretty sure this is going to be at $15 in the future, but again, scarcity in the market, right? Another Stitch that has been going up in price is the foil Stitch Abomination, which is used a lot in the Ruby Amber decks. Now the lowest verified starts at $1.99, but as soon as you saw off that one from Harm's Cards, you go straight to the Pro Play Games, which is 5,000 sales, and theirs is $2.99 plus $1 shipping. So this Abomination Stitch foil is now a $3 foil. I remember I brought it up about a week ago, and it was closer to like $1, $2, and I saw it was going up because this has been being used in a lot of decks. So pay attention to the cards you have and make sure you're getting your value, because if you're trading some cards away, you want to make sure you're getting your value out of them, even if it's just $3, right? So we got Lilo Limbo, Lilo making a wish all the way down to the $8.50 mark. Wow, that is crazy. So Lilo is now closer to an $8 rare. This card has just been going low and low. Lilo Limbo is what we call this game here. After that, we do have the sales. We do have the next verified listings, which are more than 500 sales. It's going to be by Dread Scythe Gaming, and theirs is $9.65, $9.99. So it's still going to be closer to a $9 rare maybe a $10 rare, but you know, it's good to see that it's no longer a $20 rare, right? Especially with a lot of the cards that just got announced with Chapter 2. They make cards like Lilo and cards with only 1 willpower not the best. So Hans been going down a little bit in price. It was bumping off that $10 mark, and now it's going to be closer to about $8.59. So a dollar off Hans, not bad, not bad. There's a lot of Emerald hype, but I don't think this card's going to last very long in Chapter 2 personally. And then Giant Tinkerbell. I bring this up because there was a lot of sales that happened with Giant Tinkerbell. Literally that Monday after I uploaded the Market Watch, a bunch sold for like 15, 16, 17, 15, like there's a gang of them. And as of yesterday, there's no more of those. All the listings are at 19, 18, 20 bucks now. So they were less than $20. You were paying less than $20 for your Giant Tinkerbells this week, but now they are back up. Like I said, this card less than $20, pick them up every time, guys. I think this card is great. I don't think this card is ever going to be bad. I hope that Lorcana does more of a ban list rather than like a set rotation. That way we can keep cards like Tinkerbell Giant Fairy in the meta, because I think this card is very powerful and very strategic. So less than $20 is a bargain. I think $20 is still good. But yeah, the most expensive super in Chapter 1. And then we got Flyn Riders. These have been going down. These were like confidently $3. $3 for the uncommon, and now they're less than $3. They're about $2.50-ish. And I say that, I know it sounds kind of silly because it's only 50 cents, right? But I say that like begrudgingly, knowing that like it's probably gonna keep going down because like I said, all these announcements of reprints and waves, right? So it's not a $3 uncommon. Try and get these for $2, guys. Same thing with the Cheshire Cats. A lot of competitive sales that aren't necessarily $3 anymore. So try and get these for less than $3. And last, Maleficent bidding her time. This card is still less than $5. I think this card is so cheap, and a lot of sales happen for less than $5. So if you can find these for like $4 or something, that's really great. I think that is a come up in my opinion. But yeah, that has been the Lorcana Market Watch for Friday, October 27th. I hope you guys had a great time. Hope you guys learned something. I know I learned something. Thank you guys for following Lorcana Goons. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more Lorcana content. I hope you Goons have a great weekend, and we'll see you later.